By October 2025, Massachusetts closed 3,921 single-family home sales at a median of $660,000. The market isn't cooling, it's calibrating. Start with the ground under our feet. The Commonwealth's housing story this fall unfolds in 3 beats: August, September, October. Each month delivered a different mood, but the same rhythm: limited supply, steady prices, buyers circling, and a widening gap between single-family homes and condos, neighborhood by neighborhood. In August 2025, the single-family median price in Massachusetts reached $680,000, up 4.6% year-over-year. That same month, closed sales for single-family homes slipped 4.6% from the prior August, while inventory, meaning the total number of homes on the market, shrank by 3.3%. New single-family listings rose 1.3% in August, a small but telling uptick. On the condo side, August was a different picture. The median condo price came in at $540,000, down 3.1% year-over-year. New condo listings rose 2.9%, condo inventory edged up 0.9%, and condo closed sales dipped by just 0.5%. The message in August was restraint. Sellers trickled back, buyers stayed engaged, but choices remained thin for single-family seekers across Massachusetts. Then came September 2027, and the beat changed. Closed sales increased 4.8% for single-family homes and 6.4% for condos. The single-family median landed at $6,455,500, up $447 from September 2024, while the condo median reached $525,000, up 1%. New listings stepped higher. Single-family sellers added 7.5% more homes to the market compared to the prior year. Condo sellers lifted new listings by 13.3%. Even so, stock stayed tight in the places buyers wanted most. Single-family inventory was still down 4.2% year-over-year. Condo inventory, by contrast, grew 5.1%. Pricing mattered. Call it Goldilocks pricing. Not too high, not too low. When homes met the moment, buyers responded. By October 2025, the pulse was steady. Massachusetts logged 3,921 single-family closings, a 5.6% year-over-year jump. The median single-family price was $660,000, up 2.3% from the previous October. Condos split the difference. Closed condo sales dipped 1.1% in October, yet the condo median rose to $549,900, up 2.8% year-over-year. The fall season kept moving, even as daylight shortened and the year's end approached. Zoom out once nationally. In September, the typical home value in the United States stood at $364,891, unchanged from a year earlier. Zoom back in, and Massachusetts's local maps lit up with detail. Across 50 cities and towns with current data through September 2025, values climbed at sharply different speeds. Some places gained under 2%, others pushed 5% and beyond. The gradient matters. On the South Shore, Norwell led the state's one-year price gains. The town's typical home value reached $1,206 in September, up by $53,660 in 12 months, a 5.5% increase. Over 5 years, Norwell added $368,108, a 55.8% climb. Nearby Scituate's typical value rose to $976,398, with a $20,586 one-year gain, up 2.2%, and a 5-year increase of $337,741, or 52.9%. Marshfield moved to $774,194, up $19,792 in a year, 2.6% dash, and $270,096 across 5 years, a 53.6% jump. Pembroke, to the west, posted a typical value of $648,314 after a one-year rise of $17,750, up 2.8%, and a 5-year lift of $192,723, or 44.2%. West Bridgewater nudged to $585,266, up $19,315 year over year, 3.4%, and $173,334 over 5 years, a 42.1% climb. The South Shore's moves were steady, controlled, and broad-based. North of Boston, the North Shore and Merrimack Valley showed their own signatures. Wenham's typical home value reached $1,040,132, up $46,683 in a year, a 4.7% rise, and $383,462 across 5 years, a 58.4% surge. Manchester by the Sea climbed to $1,280,884, adding $46,657 year over year, 3.8% and $473,998 over 5 years, up 58.1%. Gloucester rose to $759,274 with a 1-year gain of $30,224, up 4.1%, and $263,332 over 5 years, a 53.1% advance. Danvers ticked to $721,646, up $17,993 in a year, 2.6%, and $202,139 across 5 years, 38.9% higher. Lawrence, in the Merrimack Valley, reached $500,341 with a $17,738 1-year lift, up 3.7%, and $178,378 over 5 years, a 55.4% increase, and overstood at $980,274 with a 1-year rise of $22,976, up 2.4%, and a 5-year gain of $326,786, up 50.0%. Boxford hit $1047,979, adding $33,762 year over year, 3.3% and $346,856 since 5 years earlier, a 49.5% rise. Each town tells a different story, but together they show a coastal and near-coastal market that, while expensive, kept climbing into September. Greater Boston's west of the city arc remained an island of high dollar stability. Wellesley's typical value in September stood at $1,969,343, rising by $42,206 in a year, up 2.2%, and by $640,686 across 5 years, a 48.2% jump. Weston Higher still posted $2,220,602, a 1-year increase of $48,044, 2.2%, and a 5-year gain of $832,165, up 59.9%. Dover reached $1,746,599, adding $35,329 year over year, 2.1%, and $554,000 since 5 years earlier, up 46.5%. Lincoln hit $1,518,768 with a $36,647 1-year boost. 2.5% and $515,631 over 5 years, up 51.4%. Lexington stood at $1,562,212 with a $26,790 1-year rise, 1.7% and a 5-year increase of $485,894, up 45.2%. Newton reached $1,499,949, adding $34,506 in a year, 2.4% and $417,534 across 5 years, up 38.6%. Winchester posted $1,514,768 with a 1-year gain of $19,899, 1.3% and $430,901 over 5 years, a 39.8% climb. Needham stood at $1,513,544, rising $22,323 year over year, 1.5% and $486,630 across 5 years, up 47.4%. Westwood reached $1,297, adding $23,479 in a year, 2.0% and $400,772 over 5 years, a 49.5% increase. In these towns, price moves were measured, not manic steady footsteps rather than sprints. The Berkshire's momentum was more dramatic. Edremont's typical home value hit $805,000 in September, up $52,686 in 12 months, a 6.9% gain, and $341,259 across 5 years, a 73.6% surge. Stockbridge reached $738,102 after a $26,652 one-year rise, 3.7% and $283,868 and 5 years, up 62.5%. Monterey climbed to $729,616, gaining $28,985 in a year, 4.1% and $248,486 across 5, up 51.6%. West Stockbridge stood at $670,106 with a $20,213 one-year lift, 3.1% and $278,653 over 5 years, a 71.2% climb. Adams, more affordable, posted $263,580, but its one-year jump of $20,736, 8.5%, led the region in percentage terms, with a 5-year increase of $105,680, up 66.9%. Tyringham reached $694,254, with a $21,923 one-year gain, 3.3% and $216,797 across 5 years, up 45.4%. Mount Washington rose to $621,035, adding $30,308 in a year, 5.1% and $241 across 5 years, up 49.3%. Out west, small towns moved with big numbers. In the Pioneer Valley, a similar pattern emerged. East Hampton's typical home value hit $422,674 in September, a $18,000 $765 one-year rise, 4.6%, and a $128,882 gain over 5 years, up 42.9%. Longmeadow stood at $522,062, up $20,563 in a year, 4.1% and $159,919 across 5 years, a 44.2% increase. These inland moves signaled that demand wasn't limited to Boston's shadow or the coastal stretches. Worcester County and its neighbors showed steady climbs as well. Grafton reached $600,841 with a $17,485 one-year increase, 3.0% and $197,506 across 5 years, up 40%, 9.0%. Sutton posted $627,201, up $17,573 in a year, 2.9% and $215,617 in 5 years, up 52.4%. Berlin hit $655,085, adding $21,575, 3.4% and $198,666 over 5 years, up 43.5%. Methuen, straddling the edge of the Boston-Cambridge-Newton Metro, stood at $609,720, rising $20,348 year over year, 3.5% dash, and $197,928 over 5 years, up 48.1%. Ashland hit $667,142, with an $18,043 one-year gain, 2.8%, and a $209,748 5-year increase, up 45.9%. Signals suggest a broad belt of communities orbiting Boston remained in motion, with modest but persistent appreciation. Even in the ultra-high end and on the islands, activity was measured but very real. Chilmark, in the Vineyard Haven area, posted a typical value of $2,322,845 in September, with a one-year increase of $17,690, 0.8% dash, and a 5-year surge of $790, $3,780, up 51.9%. Marblehead reached $1,244, $768, with a $19,002 one-year lift, 1.9%, and a $305,605 increase over 5 years, up 42.5%. Rockport's $862,054 typical value came with a $17,210 year-over-year gain, 2.0%, and $260,828 across 5 years, up 43.4%. Situate at $976,398 and Duxbury at $1,078,765, each with strong 5-year gains, $337,740, $1 and $410,000. $180 respectively rounded out a coastal profile where wealth and stability coexisted. These local snapshots sit atop the statewide cadence of late summer and fall. New listings nudged higher, inventory stayed tight in single-family niches, and condos offered a few more options. In August, buyers were told to be ready. Multiple offer situations were still in play, and properties were staying active longer. That combination, competition at the top end of desirable listings, plus longer marketing windows elsewhere, pushed sellers to find that Goldilocks price point. In September, the data answered back. When new single-family listings increased 7.5% year-over-year and new condo listings jumped 13.3%, closed sales rose 4.8% for single-family, 6.4% for condos. Balanced pricing, plus a bit more selection, unlocked transactions. By October, the single-family market's 3,921 closings reflected that momentum, delivering a 5.6% year-over-year gain and a median price of $660,000. Condos were more nuanced. Closed sales slipped 1.1%, but the median price landed at $549,900, up 2.8% from the previous October. The condo segment's August dip in median price down 3.1% at $540,000 had shifted by September to $525,000, up 1% from the prior year, before firming in October. For condos, more listings and a bit more inventory, 0.9% higher in August, 5.1% higher in September, meant buyers could be choosier, but well-located units still saw pressure on price. For single-family homes, the story was more constrained. In August, a $680,000 median, up 4.6%, arrived alongside a 3.3% shrinkage in inventory and a 4.6% drop in closed sales. In September, single-family inventory was still down 4.2% year-over-year, yet new listings were up 7.5% and closed sales rose 4.8%. Then October delivered that 5.6% jump in closings, even as the median price held near the mid-$600,000 at $660,000. Tight supply, eager buyers, and just enough fresh inventory created a market that stayed active in the run-up to winter. On the ground, this looks like what agents and homeowners have been living for months. Multiple offer situations persisted in August. Properties stayed active longer too, a tension that forced sharper pricing and patient negotiation. Enter the human factor. In Cambridge, an agent with 14 years in the field built a team known for relentless service, servicing over 1,500 buyers, sellers, and tenants across Middlesex, Worcester, and parts of Essex counties. One winter, she shoveled a driveway on Christmas Eve to keep a showing on schedule. In Westwood, a 30-year veteran with Coldwell Banker, ranked as the #1 listing and selling agent in her market, has sold over $1 million of real estate in her career, consistently ranking in the top 1% nationwide and top #4 in New England. Westwood's own typical home value stood at $1,211,197 in September, with a one-year lift of $23,479, 2.0%, and a five-year gain of $400,772, up 49.5%. Skill at pricing and presentation mattered, and it showed in these numbers. Even the way homes are configured is evolving. In Concord and across Metro West Boston, a boutique firm focused exclusively on high-end accessory dwelling units built a niche around purpose-built, turnkey spaces, from recreation retreats to spa-like guest residences. The firm completed the only subdivision in historic Concord developed by a woman-owned company, a milestone that joined other visibility wins. One of its homes was the most viewed home of 2023 in Boston Magazine, and its Hosmer Meadow project was featured in Needham Bank's 2021 annual report. Signals suggest projects like these are one way families adapt, creating multi-generational flexibility without leaving neighborhoods they love, even if the scale is boutique and luxury-focused today. Neighborhood by neighborhood, the Massachusetts map this fall is a study in gradients. On the South Shore, Norwell's $1,277,653, typical value, and $53,660, one-year gain, 5.5% set the pace. Duxbury, at $1,765, added $24,087, 2.3% over the year, and $410,180 across 5 years, up 61.4%. Cohasset reached $1,390,509 with a $28,174 lift, 2.1% and $487,260 over 5 years, up 53.9%. Weston's $2,220,602 typical value means every $48,044 gained in 1 year is still just a 2.2% move, a reminder that percentages and dollar changes tell different stories. Wellesley shows the same phenomenon. A $42,206 one-year rise on a base of $1,969,343 is also 2.2%. Price density and price velocity aren't the same thing. On the North Shore and Cape Ann, Wenham's $46,683 one-year dollar increase, 4.7% outpaced Manchester's $46,657, despite a lower base, while Gloucester's $30,224, 4.1% spoke to renewed attention on places where quality of life and commute trade-offs can be balanced. Marblehead at $1,245, $768, added a modest $19,200, 1.9%, which is still larger in absolute dollars than a year of gains in less expensive towns. Pembroke's $17,750 one-year rise, 2.8% on a $648,314 base, moves the needle for families stretching to make a first or second home purchase. Methuen $20,348, 3.5%, reflects buyer spillover from hotter cores. Grafton's $17,485, 2.0%, and Sutton's $17,573, 2.9%, tell the same story in Worcester County. In the West, Egremont's $50 and $666 one-year increase, 6.9%, paired with a $341,259 five-year gain, 73.6%, is a reminder that smaller markets can swing harder. West Stockbridge's $278,653 five-year gain, 71.2%, and Adams' 8.5% one-year surge on a $263,580 base highlight how affordability and momentum can coexist. Stockbridge's $26,650, $2.37, and Monterey's $28,985, 4.1%, summarize a region quietly tightening. Add in towns like Sherborne at $1,000, $290,864, with a one-year increase of $35,985, 3.1%, and a five-year gain of $390,299, 47.8%, and Concord at £1,000, $439,337, with a $34,801 one-year rise, 2.5%, and a $510,696 five-year lift, 55.0%, and you see the shape of this market: patient appreciation, stubborn scarcity, and fierce competition for the best located homes. Why did this happen? The proximate causes are in the data. Inventory for single-family homes remained tight, down 3.3% in August and 4.2% in September compared with the prior year. New listings improved into fall, up 1.3% for single-family in August, then 7.5% in September. Condos saw new listings up 2.9% in August and 13.3% in September. That flush of listings turned into closed sales in September, up 4.8% for single-family, up 6.4% for condos, and into even stronger single-family closings in October, up 5.6% to 3,921 sold. Meanwhile, median prices held tight in the mid-$600K for single-family, $680 in August, $654, $500 in September, $660 in October, while condos saw a dip in August to $540, then a rebound to $525,000 in September, and $549,900 in October. Buyer behavior reacted to this supply pulse. In August, even with more listings, buyers faced multiple offers in enough cases to keep the market competitive. Properties staying active longer meant overpricing risked stalling, while a Goldilocks price brought quick interest. By September, that balance click-closed sales rose in both single-family and condos, new listings expanded, and median prices stayed controlled. October's 3,921 single-family closings suggest the pipeline cleared into late fall. Who's affected? Start with families chasing single-family homes in Boston's western suburbs: Lexington at $1,561,212, Lincoln at $1,518,768, Winchester at $1,514,714,768, $513,544, Newton at $1,499,949. One-year rises of $26,790, $36,647, $19,899, $22,323, and $34,506 aren't gentle. They're realistic, and they compound. Move south to Westwood at $1,211,197 with a $23,479 one-year lift, or east to Norwell's $1,276 with a $53,660 jump, and the story persists. The same buyer who hesitated in August might have met a well-priced listing in September, only to outbid more aggressively in October as inventory thinned ahead of the holidays. Condo buyers facing $540,000 in August, $525,000 in September, and $549,000 in October, watched a segment find its footing as new listings and inventory opened a few additional doors. On the coast, Wenham's 4.7% one-year rise and Gloucester's 4.1% show the North Shore's mix of small-town charm and access pulling fresh demand. In the Berkshires, Adams's 8.5% one-year pop and Egremont's $51,686 jump reveal a different cohort buyers who value space, scenery, and the long horizon of five-year gains, like $105,680 in Adams and $341,259 in Egremont. Inland, Longmeadow's $20,563 one-year rise and East Hampton's $18,765 show Springfield's Metro Tug. Sellers, too, face clear incentives. In August, single-family inventory was down 3.3% and condo inventory up 0.9%, but both segments saw new listings up year over year. In September, new listings strengthened, single-family up 7.5%, condos up 13.3%, and closed sales followed, single-family up 4.8%, condos up 6.4%. By October, single-family closings hit 3,921, up 5.6%. Sellers who nailed pricing, Goldilocks pricing, as many called it, captured buyer energy without leaving money on the table. Those who overshot watched days on market stretch, even as multiple offers battled elsewhere. The ripples moved through the industry. In Westwood, a 30-year veteran built a practice that led her office in sales and listings for 25 years and ranks top number 4 in New England, translating skill into more than $1 billion sold. In Cambridge, a former educator turned agent grew a team recognized multiple times as Brokerage Team of the Month and Team of the Year, serving over 1,500 clients with a hands-on model coordinating renovations, guiding first-time buyers, translating market updates across the dense fabric of Middlesex County and beyond. In Concord and Metro West Boston, a high-end ADU specialist paired concept-to-completion builds with vetted contractors, delivering turnkey spaces, and even set a local milestone by completing the only subdivision in historic Concord developed by a woman-owned firm. Creativity, endurance, and precision are not abstractions. They're what it takes to convert August's hopeful listings into September's rising closings and October's 3,921 single-family sales. Now, walk through a few more maps. In Essex County, Rowley reached $787,040 to $8, adding $18,492 in a year, 2.4% dash, and $249,194 across 5 years, up 46.3%. Newbury hit $925,253 with a $22,306 one-year rise, 2.5% dash, and a $332,665 five-year gain, 56.1%. Hamilton posted $878,754 with a $22,767 one-year lift, 2.7%, dash, and a $260,228 rise across 5 years, up 42.1%. In Middlesex County, Concord's $1,402,937, Lexington's $1,561,212, and Lincoln's $1,518,768 defined the high tier, while Ashland's $667,142 and Westwood's $1,211,000 anchor the middle and upper middle. In Worcester County, Berlin's $655,080 and Grafton's $600,841 illustrate a corridor of steady growth. In Suffolk County, this dataset doesn't center Boston proper, but the surrounding towns' numbers show the gravitational pull of proximity higher bases, slower percentages, but sturdy dollar gains. The fall-to-winter transition carries its own tempo. In August, caution and competition shared the stage. In September, new listings and closed sales rose together, with single-family medians at 65405, 593, and condo medians at 520, 593. In October, closings advanced again, 3,921 for single-family, up 5.6% dash, with a $660,000 median, up 2.3% year-over-year. Condos closed slightly fewer deals, down 1.1% dash, yet lifted the median to $549,900, up 2.8%. This is Brian Newsman reporting live from the Scene at 11 Lab Studios. Use my pleasant and professional voice to educate your audience. Inventory signals split the market single. Inventory signals split the market single from the Scene at 11 Lab Studios. Use my pleasant and professional voice persisted, while condo inventory offered breathing room. Move from signals to implications. For buyers, the base case for the rest of this year looks like this: active competition on well-priced single-family homes, a bit more selection on condos, and steady medians in the mid-$600,000 for single-family and the mid-$500,000 for condos. For sellers, the message remains consistent: price to the moment. August showed how overreach pulls days on market longer, even in an environment with multiple offers elsewhere. September showed how a 7.5% increase in new single-family listings and a 13.3% jump in condos translated to more sales, 4.8% and 6.4% respectively. October's 3,921 single-family closings confirmed that demand was ready to execute. Consider the local hotspots as a guide to momentum. Norwell's $53,660 one-year gain on a $1,207,653 base tells you the South Shore's premium markets still have buyers waiting. Egremant's $50,686 one-year gain and 6.9% rise show the Berkshire's smaller markets can outpace the state in percentage growth. Weston's $48,044 annual rise on a $2,220,602 base points to wealth preservation more than speculation. Wellesley's $42,206 gain on $1,969,343 confirms the same. In Wenham, a $46,683 one-year lift 4.7% puts the North Shore firmly in the story. Gloucester's $30,224 4.1% dash, and Manchester's $46,657 and underscore coastal staying power. Adams's 8.5% jump illustrates where percentage visibility is highest, more affordable bases catching a bid. Not every town surged. Rockport's 2.0% one-year rise $17,210 to $862,054, and Marblehead's 1.9% dash $19,000 $2,224,768 show quieter movement in some high-appeal markets. Dover's 2.1% dash $35,329 to $1,746,599, Lincoln's 2.5% $36,647 to $1,518,768, and Lexington's 1.7% dash $26,790 to $1,561,212. Add context. When bases are high, smaller percentage changes still carry large dollar implications for budgets and appraisals. What's next? The base case through the end of December 2025 is simple: steadiness with pockets of urgency. Single-family medians likely hold near the mid-$600,000 buyers, continue to compete selectively, and condos remain the relief valve with slightly better inventory and more varied pricing outcomes. Signals suggest that if new listings maintain even a modest year-over-year edge like August's 1.3% for single-family or September's 7.5% closed, sales can continue to run ahead of last year, as they did by 4.8% for single-family and 6.4% for condos in September, and by 5.6% for single-family in October. Two watch items stand out. First, watch the flow of new listings from now through the holidays. In September, single-family new listings rose 7.5% and condos 13.3%, turning into higher closings within the same season. If that flow fades, the single-family shortage down 3.3% in August and 4.2% in September year-over-year could tighten price pressure again as buyers try to wrap purchases before year-end. If it holds or improves, buyers will have just enough options to keep negotiation balanced. Second, watch the condo segment's tightrope. August saw a 3.1% year-over-year dip in the condo median to $540,000, followed by a $525,000 median in September, up 1%, and a $549,900 median in October, up 2.8%. With condo inventory up 0.9% in August and 5.1% in September, expect more variation across buildings and neighborhoods. That variation can benefit buyers, especially those priced out of single-family, but only if sellers embrace realistic Goldilocks strategies. The thread across all of this is discipline. Massachusetts buyers will continue to sort quickly between homes priced to the market and homes priced to yesterday. Sellers who lean into the numbers, $654,500 in September for single-family, $660,000 in October, $549,900 for condos in October, will find a bid. And the places that have added the most value over 12 months: Norwell's $53,660, Egremont's $51,686, Weston's $48,044, Wenham's $46,657 will remain bellwethers to watch as winter approaches. From Boston's Ring Lexington at $1,560, $212, Needham at $1,513, $544, Newton at $1,499, $949, to the coast Scituate at $976, Gloucester at $759,274 to the Hills, Stockbridge at $738,102, Adams at $263,580. The Massachusetts market is moving with a patient confidence. New listings rose in August and September, closed sales climbed in September and October, and medians held steady with slight gains even as national values flattened to $364,891 in September with no year-over-year change. It's a story of buyers who learn to wait for the right price, of sellers who learn to meet them there, and of neighborhoods whose names read like a map and a memory. Price to the moment, watch the flow of listings, and stay close to the numbers. And if this helped you see the fall market clearly, share it with someone who's making a move before year's end.